Okay, so we're in Photoshop and I have created a new document. Let me do that again. Create a new document, and I'm keeping this at HD, so 1920 1080. The resolution, you can have it at 300. I'm going to work at 72. It doesn't really matter. And in this, if it doesn't open up with a timeline view down here, then you are probably working in Essentials mode up here. So double check this on the top right hand corner, and we want it to be in motion. So when you click motion, you'll get this timeline option, and in here you can create a video timeline or you can create a frame animation. For this, we're going to do a video timeline, so click on the words there. We can zoom in or zoom out. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into the timeline settings here, and we're going to change this frame rate because it's going to default to 2997, and that's just, it's too many frames. So you can change it to whatever you want. I'm going to change it to 12 right now, and I'll hit OK. And you can see that it affects how many frames are involved. This is still 5 seconds, but it trimmed it down because it's a lot less frames. Now, if you want to move through the timeline using the arrow keys on the keyboard, you need to go back into the timeline settings and make sure that Enable Timeline Shortcut Keys is checked. You're not going to be able to go back and forth with the timeline shortcut keys until you have a video layer. So if I go to a layer, video layers, new blank video layer. As soon as you have a video layer, then you'll be able to use the arrow keys to go back and forth. And if you do up, it'll go to the beginning. If you press down, it'll go to the very end. So this is how you can move frame by frame. And you see that there's a difference. The purple layer is a standard or regular layer. This means that if you were to draw on this layer, that drawing will persist throughout the whole duration. As long as that layer is visible, you will see whatever is on that layer. Even if you go to a different frame, it'll just add that to all frames. So a regular layer is persistent. A video layer, however, is different. A video layer, if I draw something on one frame and then I advance to the next frame, that I drew will be gone because it only exists on this frame that I drew it on. So this is how we are going to do animation, but it's helpful to have some kind of a reference as to where we drew it. So if I had a shape, let's say that I just started with, you know, like a dot here, and I went to the next frame and I wanted it to look like that dot is continuing to move, I don't necessarily remember where that is, so I need some sort of a tool that helps me remember where I was or gives me some sort of a visual reference, and that's what onion skins are. So if we click on this timeline option here, we go to onion skin settings, and on this I am going to have it so it's 1 frame before and 0 frames after, because if you're seeing both the frame before and the frame after, it can get a little bit confusing as to which one is which. And I'll hit OK, and then now I'm going to turn that on. So I'll go to Enable Onion Skins. It looks like as soon as you adjust the settings, it automatically turns that on. So just make sure that this is checked, Enable Onion Skins. And so as you see on this frame, now I have this little ghost of that image. So I know where that was. So I can draw, and then I'm going to advance another frame, draw, advance another frame, and so on. Okay, and then I'll close this down and we'll see what this looks like. I'm going to change this so it doesn't have the onion skins on. I'll turn that off, and I'll make sure that it's on loop playback. There we go. We've got a little animation here. And this was all done on the video layer. So this is painting frame by frame on the video layer. Hopefully that makes sense. Try it out and let me know if you have any questions.